Well, hello and welcome, you top performer out there. Welcome to the Michael Bernoff Show, where we truly believe that average sucks, and it's time to get what it is that you want in your life and in your business. I'm with my co-host, Jaden Easton.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, everyone. And today is really for you, about you, top performers out there in the world that are truly looking to light up your business, light up your life, and get the things that you want and eliminate one of the biggest things that people do not want to talk about, especially when you become a top performer, that one word, procrastination.
Ooh.
It's a nasty word, and a lot of us think that we leave that behind when we start producing. You start making 6, 7 figures, 8 figures in your business, and you think to yourself, procrastination, is it gone? Did it go away? And the answer is it disguises itself as something else. And if you're somebody that knows that you're here to produce a higher level of play, if you're here to produce a more impactful way of living, one of the ways that we're going to get a chance to do that is to really, really allow yourself to grow into somebody that has the things that they want. So my desire for all of you here today as you're listening to this is, if there's things you want in your life and there's stuff that you have not produced yet in your business and you feel for some reason that you're capable, you should be doing it, and you're not doing it, I want to talk about a couple of words that are very, very powerful. Pressure. I want to talk about procrastination, and I want a real chat of how it gets into your life and how to really get it out, because it doesn't go away and it's going to be there forever. It's how you tolerate it that's truly going to make the difference. So one of the areas that I'll tell you, I know, especially when you're starting out in business, we say to ourselves that in life, we think to ourselves that procrastination is one of these things that's part of like the rookie out there in the business, like the rookie guy that's getting started. The pressure word that people say, and you can tell me if you relate to this, especially those of you that are watching this live, the pressure that we get, and people say the pressure is the privilege. We say that on the way in because we want to get through the cold calls. We say that on the way in because we want to get through the nervous nights. But here's where we're going to need the pressure. There's going to be a time when you get the things you want. You're going to have the house you want, the car you want, the team you want, the business you want, and your pressure is going to be so freaking much bigger than that little bit of pressure of that phone call you needed to make and that little thing you needed to deal with and tell your wife that you've got to stay late at the office because you got to make some stuff happen. That's cute. That's little. You need to learn how to tolerate that stuff, get through it, and deal with the ability to get past the little things that stop you. And that's going to make a difference. And I will tell you that I want to dig deep today, Jaden. I'm very excited about this. I want to dig deep today on where procrastination actually comes from, where procrastination actually shows up in our lives. We go back to both. And where procrastination truly comes from in our lives. And it comes from this very, very basic assumption that when we're young, we develop these formulas, we develop these things. You and I were talking about it on the way in, like, where do we develop this and why is it? So we're going to uncover by later today is it is a absolute peak performer's gift, the ability to procrastinate. But if you do not beat it, you will never get to the levels that you truly are looking to get to in your life. And my desire for all of you is that if you've got a big dream in your heart and you got something you really want to achieve, I want to help you get there. So let's talk about how the show works here, and we're going to get into all that stuff here in a few minutes.
Yeah, this is a live call-in show. So each and every week we bring out top performers in different industries, and we do live on-the-spot coaching. And the way that you can hop on the private show line and text in your question is by texting ASK to 480-800-8051. The team will put the QR code up on the screen as well. That's ASK to 480-800-8051. And even if you're not watching the show live and you're watching the replay, still go ahead, text ASK to 480-800-8051 because you'll have an opportunity to hop on future episodes. And you can also text our question. If you don't want to hop on the show live, you can text your question. We also do text in questions as well. But, this one of the main reasons this show exists is because, we live in a world that rewards playing small and that average is okay. And, we have a saying that average sucks. And it's that everyone has an average. And even if you're the highest of high performers, you have an average on where you're at. And you can choose to live your life inside of that average or choose to live a life where you're constantly redefining it and breaking through to that next level. And procrastination, just for me, is one of those really interesting things that, I think I can think back to the earliest start in my entrepreneurial career, dealt with procrastination. And then, when I started to see some success, also dealt with it, but it shows up in different ways. It doesn't always show up the it doesn't show up as like maybe traditionally putting things off, and we'll talk about that today.
Yeah.
Along with like, how sometimes procrastination can actually be a good thing.
I mean, here's the thing. Everything in our lives we do, one of the beliefs we have here at the Human Communications Institute is that everything that we do has a benefit when used correctly. Procrastination starts off as a strategy. I'm going to put something off. I'm having trouble making a decision. I don't want to hurt myself. I'm worried. I'm nervous. I'm concerned. And then eventually it becomes a lifestyle. And when a top performer can take something like procrastination and use it as a gift, because here's the coolest thing. If you can relate to this out there, let us know. Like, you're a top performer, you spin procrastination, because at the end of the day, what procrastination does is it allows you to, if used correctly, as a motivation strategy. And what I mean by motivation strategy is you first use it and you're like, oh crap, I have to get going now. Like, I've got to get going. And then like, oh my God, like I have to get going. And you fire yourself up. And then eventually you're like, dude, that worked.
Yeah.
I put it off till last minute, that test in school.
It's like the deadline effect that we learned in high school.
It's like but it's not the deadline. It's what I'd call the death line. Like, eventually, first is the deadline, then it's a death line. It's a death of your dreams, because
then it's the all-nighter before the test.
It really depends what level that you want to play in life. And the biggest challenge that high performers have is they've got the ability to wing it. And I remember hearing that at an event years ago. I hated hearing it, is that they can wing it. As a top performer, you are so freaking good that you can show up last minute.
You're talented enough to wing it.
Yeah, you can wing it at any day of the week. So when I think of procrastination, I think of it as this: is an avoidance of something that needs to get done. If you do know how to procrastinate and put off things you shouldn't do, it is a strategy to use to avoid things you shouldn't do. So when used correctly, you avoid jelly donuts, you avoid going to Starbucks and wasting money, you avoid, because it's just stupid. You avoid buying things you shouldn't buy. Wonderful. But where it becomes a drug, and this is the craziest thing in the world, it becomes this ridiculous drug, procrastination, is when you use it as a motivation strategy and you use it to drive you to take action. And then you think, well, how is procrastination an action taker? Well, think about it. You put things off for a period of time, and when you put them off, then maybe you'll get motivated enough to do it. And that's the part we've got to break people out of. It really depends what level of play that you're looking for.
It's the game that people are playing, and the game that a lot of people play. And I've played at different points in my career, like you said. It's almost like that the feast famine. It's the death line. It's like waiting until the last moment, because then you finally some of the motivation. So would you say with the people that you coach, because Michael, you're a results coach, you coach top performers in sports and business across all domains of life. Is that one of the shifts that you start to see and help people with? Is this one of those kind of like things that people have to overcome to get to the next level?
No, you don't have to overcome unless you just want to level up a little. But if you want to be extraordinary and you've got dreams in your heart to be absolutely incredible, you cannot leave this one on the sideline. So the answer to your question, Jaden, is no. You do not need to do it. For the rest of your life, you can wait till the last minute, get shit done, be better than 99% of the people in the world. But if you want to be extraordinary in the world, to know your name, and you want to be stand out, like we talked about Messi when I first came in, and you want to like hit ridiculous levels, like where the whole world, like not even like the Super Bowl here, like it is soccer football level. That's a bigger watch sport, I believe. The one day Super Bowl is the most watched, but overall, I mean, soccer, I don't watch it, but it's like massive.
Yeah, I mean, we got the World Cup going on right now. Messi breaking the world record for all-time goals. I think we have a clip of that if we wanted to play it real quick. This is just a big moment in sports, a big moment in just human endeavor, human achievement. So we want to take a second to honor that, and then we'll talk about it.
Yeah, before we even put it on, I mean, I want you to think about this. Like, what level of play do you want to play? I want you to think about as you watch the rest of this show, what level of play do you want? There's the level you play and a little bit better, and maybe 10 times better.
Right.
But if that feeling in your heart is like, dude, I want to be known by the world. I want my kids to see a legacy. I am done screwing around. I want you to watch this, and then I'm going to talk to you about how this man destroyed what I'm talking about and why and how we overcome it. So I love watching peak performance. I love watching incredible things. Can we throw that on the screen? Are we able to do that? Let's do it.
It's a moment in history right there. I have some, I have some friends that are huge soccer fans, and they were just talking about this all week on just how big of an achievement this is. And it's just it's so inspiring when anyone pushes the envelope in any sport. I mean, you have like figure skating, Ilya doing the quad axel, kind of like
you saw that like 2 feet away, yeah.
Literally saw that like 2 feet away. It's incredible, but just the perfect testament to living a life that screams average sucks. Constantly redefining. So you look at somebody like Messi, right? Who's also, the other thing that's impressive with him is he's also older. Like he's 38 years old, and typically, a lot of athletes as they approach their 40s, I mean, really mid 30s, they're retiring. But then we talked about this a little bit last week. You have some standout athletes that play into their 40s, and they definitely don't procrastinate.
Well, they do. They just manage it. And here's the deal. We all procrastinate. Listen, we're procrastinating all the time. Every one of us.
Even Messi.
But he does. He's but you manage it. Procrastinating on what? So here's the deal. You're never going to eliminate procrastination. Folks out there, it is never going to go away. I don't procrastinate. Just BS about all kinds of things. Like, I don't lie. Dude, we lie all the time. We may not lie innately and picking it, but we're saying things where we're wrong. Like, how much do you weigh? And I'm like, 240 pounds. Like, whether I ate or I didn't eat, I'm maybe 239. How tall are you?
Oh, I'm 6'3".
I'm like, no, but I don't mean to. Like, I literally am going to be wrong. I don't mean to do this. Yeah. So.
Well, that's why I wanted to tee that up for a second, because I think some people think that when you get to a certain level of success, things like, fear, things like procrastination, they suddenly just disappear. But,
no.
What you're saying is it's a different form of procrastination. I think a relationship.
It's highly managed. It's highly managed, and it's not under force. So here's the deal. Procrastination starts off as a concept to avoid pain and fear and worry, and then eventually becomes a lifestyle. And when I say lifestyle, it becomes this lifestyle of, I know that I can do something, but I'm just not doing it. So what I want to talk about today is like the things that we're procrastinating. It's a live show today. For those of you that are calling in, I'd love to know where you're calling in from too, because it's live, the show. If you're on YouTube or watching us. Where are we on? YouTube?
We're on LinkedIn, Facebook,
MySpace?
YouTube.
We got to get back on
MySpace.
We
got to get shout. If you remember MySpace, let us know in the comments. But we can see the chat right in front of us, so definitely let us know where you're tuning in from. Even if you're watching the replay, we look at all the comments. We love to see where people are joining us from. Audience all over the world. I think last week we had people tuning in all the way from Ireland, which was cool. Shout out Ireland, Australia, all over the world, which is so cool. And we're going to make sure you share the show as well. Subscribe so that you don't miss an episode. Michael and I are live almost every Thursday at 8 a.m. to create an environment for you where you can see that there's other people like yourself. You're not crazy, that want more of life, that don't want to play small, that want to live a life that screams average sucks. This is the space for you.
And very soon you'll see on the channel too, YouTube's loving us right now. A couple things, the reason they're loving us, they want to get this word out to the world, is a lot of people are tuning in and watching, which is great. So a couple things you can do to really support the mission of being more effective and doing the things that we're doing is, number one is subscribe to the channel. Take a minute, subscribe to the channel, and do it right now if you haven't done so yet. Number two, set up the notifications to remind you the show's coming, and we're going to be like, we want to work with you every single week. We'd love to. And then share this. Take a couple seconds. I mean, a lot of us are like, well, my friends are not into this stuff, because you don't tell them, stop procrastinating, stop putting it off. It's a show about procrastination. Hit the share button right now. It'll say, where do you want to share it? Put it on Facebook, put it on TikTok, put it on LinkedIn, put it somewhere. Share it right now with somebody you care about. This is what I'm doing at the moment. Even to a selfie, like, boom, you watching the show, go growing. Who wants to join me? It's funny that somebody in your life is going to go, thank you for bringing this up. And we procrastinate. Our procrastination, here's where it's really disgusting, procrastination. When we hold things off and we don't play big, we give other people to procrastination. So it's a very contagious disease. It becomes a household way of living. It's just disgusting. And it's possible, but it's the destroyer of all things that you want, all the things that you want to do. So,
well, I've heard you say this before, that we're all influencers, and people associate influencers with like somebody that has 100,000 followers on Instagram. But recognize the power of your own influence. I can do a call out here before we get to one of our first callers, and that's we have I see a lot of familiar names in the chat. A call out to you is stop procrastinating on getting on the show and call in. We love new faces on
Yep.
the show each and every week. I know it takes some courage, to come out here and ask your question in front of Michael, but not only is it a big breakthrough for you, but it's also a big breakthrough for everyone listening and watching, because you're able to use your voice to be the voice for other people that aren't yet willing to use it because they're procrastinating. But you can be that leader. And sometimes if you feel called to a higher calling in life, it starts with the small things. And it could start with making a decision this morning to start the day differently, and coming on the show and texting ask to 480-800-8051. The team will put the QR code on the screen one more time. But before we get to our first live caller, Michael, anything else that you want to lay? I think we've done a great job of teeing up and creating a foundation of the setup for today's show on procrastination. But any final thoughts?
So when I say it's disgusting, you got to remember procrastination is not a bad thing. It's a needed thing that we're going to have in our lives. It's a system. It's a way of living. It's a way of doing things. I call it disgusting because it's the destroyer of everything that you want. Because the opposite of average is extraordinary. Have an extraordinary life, all the things you want. And I truly feel that every single one of you listening, the fact that you're listening to this says you want more in life. It says that you desire to play bigger at the things you're doing, and you're willing to be coached and willing to be helped. The reason I showed that messy clip earlier, and the reason I got excited about that, is you just got to decide what life do you want. And the opposite of procrastination is decisive. And are you going to build a decisive person? Are you going to really understand what that means? Because a lot of people are like, I got better at decision making. Listen, here's when you get great at decision making. When you decide, and you deal with whatever comes up, and then you decide again. You deal with whatever comes up and you decide again. And eventually you learn how your decisions, what they lead to. And this is where a lot of times we strip people of that by taking decisions away. But when you procrastinate, you force people to make decisions for you. Not force, but it's like, it's a manipulation. It's like, well, I don't know. And then I do it for you. And I take your freaking God-given gift away of decisiveness because you needed to do it. So the sooner you learn the power of decisiveness and slowing down procrastination, how you use it, you build better relationships with people. Because when you put things off, you force other people to decide for you, and decide for you, they're stripping you of the thing that's going to build your confidence. So it's this vicious cycle of the destruction of a self-esteem of a human being. So as parents, we do got to treat people about it. So like, this is an interesting concept, and I'm gonna break this down. One last thing that I'm gonna say is,
this is fascinating.
Parents talk to kids about good and bad. They talk about God and the devil. We do need to talk about this itch called procrastination, and it comes into our lives at a very, very young age. And it comes in, and you put something off, and it's okay to put something off for a minute. It's fine, because there's nothing wrong with waiting and thinking and having a thought. But after a little bit of time, if you put something off that you either know you should do or know you should talk about, it starts to erode this real powerful force you have inside of you called your self-esteem and your confidence. And if there's big things you want in your life, little Bobby, little Susie, you're going to need large amounts of confidence and self-esteem to do that. So I just want to warn you, it's not scary, but there's the thing. It's no different than drugs. We've got to have a conversation with our children about procrastination, that it is absolutely socially acceptable by the world, but that's not something our family does. We don't take a long time putting things off. We do make decisions because decisions matter in our household. And I can already tell you that this is something that many of you are going to share what I just said. And the reason why is every single one of us needs to talk to our children about the gift we have. Everybody knows that God gives us free will. We have the ability to make choices, the ability to make decisions. It's not evil, procrastination, but it erodes. It's no different than sugar. A little bit of sugar is not going to cause a problem.
Right.
But an extra little bit of dose of sugar over a long period of time starts to eat away at the gut lining, eat away at stuff, and eventually rebuild what your body starts requesting. So got to be careful. We're allowed to procrastinate, but we got to realize we don't do it too much. And I promise you, very few parents have that conversation with their children at a young age. And I'm going to tell you, I don't believe I've ever had that conversation. I'd love to go back in time and be able to have it, but here I am having it now. So if you relate to that, let me know. And I know my team's going to cut that up. I guarantee that's going viral.
100%. Yeah, to me, it's like, comes back to having like rules and standards for yourself. Like, if it's going to take you less than 2 minutes, you just do it. Yeah. Or having a standard for yourself, like whatever your last name is, like, Eastons do what they say they do. Like Messi wakes up and has a standard that he trains every day. And because it's a standard, he doesn't even think twice about procrastinating because he knows that's the standard he set for himself.
If we take this a step deeper and really talk about it like it's an actual thing, procrastination's a thing. It's an actual thing that exists, and I believe we have to stop hiding it under the rug. Like it's bad, we don't talk about it. We got to talk about it. It's a useful force. It's necessary, but we got to talk about the use of it. It's like a firearm. Like there's a use and a misuse. And we've got to have these conversations with our family, but also with ourselves right now. So I want to dig in on this. So have they know how to ask again?
Yeah, let's have some conversations about procrastination. Again, if you text ask to 480-800-8051, you'll get the private show line and the chance to come on here. You can also text in your question. But we do have our first caller on the line today. His name is Tim. Tim, you out there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Hey, Tim. How you doing?
Hey.
I can
hear
hear
you.
you.
How are you?
And Tim, you've never procrastinated before in your life, have you?
No, I absolutely have.
How can I serve you when it comes to procrastination, your understanding of it and how it serves or doesn't serve you?
Yeah, so I feel like I execute very well with clients, deadlines, and other people counting on me, but I tend to procrastinate on personal financial administration for my family.
Got it.
Specifically, I'm delayed in setting up funding my trust. I'm delayed in reviewing some insurance policy changes and just other key financial documents. And I know it's important, but it never really feels urgent.
Yep.
So I keep pushing it off. And so how do I get myself to kind of treat my own family's financial protection with like the same urgency and discipline that I bring to my clients and other people?
There's a couple of things that you said in your conversation a second ago, Tim, that were pretty interesting. So you have set up a rule for your life that this group of people counts on me to produce blank. And when you said they count on me, your family also counts on you too, but your reputation, your overall performance, because here's the deal. You lose your job, your business, dude, you got a real problem. Am I right, Tim? Like, that's a major issue, correct?
Major issue.
Now, I'm going to tell you something that I learned from I don't know who this guy is. I'm just going to tell you, I'm believing he's a cousin. This is going to sound crazy. I'm at my grandmother's funeral back in like 1988. I don't even know. And we're in Queens, New York. And I was impressed by this. I have this cousin, or I believe he's a cousin, and we get in a car. And he's got like a Saab convertible. And you got to understand, I grew up with like a Buick LeSabre. This guy's got a Saab convertible with the top down. And I get in the car and I'm like 12 years old, 11 years old. And we're driving. I'm like, it's this, if you remember, green was the color back then, like this nasty forest green color now with yellow, with tan leather interior. And he's in there and he lights up a cigarette. And I'm like, oh my God, this is awful. And I go, aren't you worried? Like, he's like 25. And this guy is a lawyer for the Jets. No, he's 28. He's a lawyer for the Jets, the New York Jets. Wow. And it's pretty cool. And so he's not only a lawyer for the Jets, a lawyer. He's in a Saab. He lights up a cigarette. I'm like, oh my God, aren't you worried? Like our family's going to know? And he goes, son, I got to tell you the truth. Your family's going to love you no matter what. And I heard that. I go, don't worry about it. Your parents are never really going to truly hate you. They're going to love you no matter what you do. Now, you don't tell that to an 11 or 12-year-old kid. And I heard that, and I remember it's synced in. And it got me to realize, Tim, that if your family's going to love you no matter what, through thick and thin, you did your vows, your kids are going to love you, their blood, you got to pay for them, you got to take care of them. You've got to realize that this other group is not going to put up with your crap, but your family would put up with your crap. One of the areas we've got to realize is your family does not deserve to be put second. And what I mean by that is we put them that way because, and we don't mean to do this, because they love us and we love them, and love typically comes along with a little bit of grace. I mean, you live in Texas, I believe, and there's a little bit of grace. Go to church, a little grace on the weekend. We learn to have grace with people that we love. So you said that the business counts on you. I'm also going to tell your family counts on you. And if we start languaging this differently, like this is necessary, it's not even something I have to do, and we start changing our language around it, it is necessary for me to do this because my family's future is important and they count on me. I do not believe you've said that. I believe you've implied it. I believe you thought it. I believe you felt it. But you play this back. My company counts on me. You did not tell me that your family counted on you. and you're falling for that same thing my cousin told me, like, they're going to love you no matter what, if you do it or don't. You wouldn't do that to the business. Catching on, Tim?
I am.
So when you say that, my family counts on me, and it's necessary. When you start using the big boy words, necessary, count on, and you're the boss over there, because you answer to a boss or a powers that be, or even like we answer to the IRS. Do you know what I'm saying, Tim? We answer to something in our lives. Here's the deal. You answer to nobody in your household. You are the boss. You are the man. You are in charge. And I anoint you right now. You are where the buck stops with you. You are capo di capo, el jefe, the man, the don of your family. Have you accepted that role?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely the alpha dog.
See that smile right there? I don't want the alpha dog. You're the boss. Do you understand that? And the boss has to employ the person to get it done. So you've got to talk to yourself in a way that this is necessary. So one of the ways that I did a really cool podcast with my good friend Cameron Harold last week, and you're going to love this one. This one's amazing. It's podcast 2, episode 3. And GPS, there's a great episode back in the day. And he said, you've got to have an assignment for somebody, like what the assignment is that you're going to get done. So the assignment is to build a very wealthy future for my family, because I work way too hard to not have it. My family deserves it. If my kids want to work, they can work. And if they don't want to work, they don't have to work. And college can just be an option. Doesn't have to be. Do you like that idea, Tim?
I love that idea.
Okay, I love that too. Number 2, how much time are you going to give yourself to do the thing that you need? And this is the part I want you to realize. When you give someone an assignment, you don't say how long it's going to take. Like, I don't look at Lucas and go, Lucas, this needs to get this done in 3 hours. Here's how long I want this to take. I want you to take 3 hours to do this. I want you to take 30 minutes and do this. I need you to give yourself a period of time. And that's the part you think you have forever. This is something should take an hour or 30 minutes or whatever. So I want you to start playing with time frames and go, got it. I'm going to give myself 30 minutes to get this done. I'm going to give myself to the end of the week to do this. I'm going to give myself a period of time. So are you picking up a few things here, my friend?
Yeah, that struck real well. So if I give myself a certain amount of time versus, just say, hey, Tim, you got 2 hours to do this next Sunday. That's easy. I get that done. I knock that out.
Bingo. You got it. And that's the difference. So biggest thing for you, and if you're getting this online, a way to watch it, Tim, you are an incredible student. I love having you call in. You are headed enormous places. Your family should be super proud of you. I want you to take on the role that is, you use the boss words, necessary, has to happen. And you know what? People count on me, and your children's future counts on you. So I want you to say, stop using the word family. You're not doing it for your family. You're doing it for your future. I want you to think of the word future, not your family. It is for your family's future, for double F, not just single F.
I love it. Thank you, Tim.
Thank you.
Great.
That's
It's
helpful.
Great.
Let's let's get a double F in the comments.
Family's
that was good.
future. Yeah, that's big. Language is a lot to be. And welcome back, everybody who's joining us right now. And as you're live on the show, one of the things I'll tell you about how these live shows work, and we're working on getting better at these, Jaden. You brought it to my attention. You said when they talk in the comments, they live these comments in the real world.
Yeah.
And when the show publishes live, the more you talk about this stuff, the more you talk about what goes on, what begins to happen is each and every one of us, we get a chance to be part of what's happening and how all of this is working. So,
yeah, so let us know in the chat. We can see the chat right in front of us, and then as well, even if you're watching the replay, we listen to all the comments. But show Tim some love for a really great question that just really teed us up. That procrastination, it shows up at all levels. People that are just getting started in entrepreneurship to the highest of high performers, and it shows up in different ways. And one of the ways that I know it shows up, I think, is encapsulated by texting question. You game if I read this one.
Yep.
So this one's from Jason from California. And Jason says, Michael, I run a coaching business, and I've had this same course sitting half finished for over a year, and I know it would bring in revenue. And I know exactly what to put in it, but every time I sit down to finish it, I always find something else to do. Something feels more urgent, and I'm just so busy. So how do I stop choosing the busy work over the things that actually moves the needle?
It's a great question. And Jason, thank you for sending it in. I love all the text question that comes in. So this is, substitute the word coaching program to anything that we desire to get done that we're not getting done right now in life. When I typically am coaching somebody and I'm working with them and I'm assisting them in and I'm assisting them in, I guess the best thing that I could, like the best way I can explain this, I'm assisting them in getting past, you can stop that, assisting this in getting ourselves to, put it back the way it was. I'm assisting somebody in getting past this block that they have, whatever that block that they have in their lives. And one of the areas that I find is I'll ask them a question like, can you picture this thing really, really done? And they're like, oh my God, I get this picture of it. Oh my God, it's so perfect. And I look at them and I say to them, I said, listen, Jason, I bet you've got big plans. And he'd be like, I got big plans.
Yeah.
And I go, Jason, I bet you for this coaching program, you got big ideas of things you want to get done. And he says, yeah, I got really, really big ideas. And then I say to him, I bet you see yourself as a perfectionist. He goes, I do. I want to get it perfect. And then I look him in the eyes and say, there's no such thing as a perfectionist. There is only a procrastinator playing the part of a perfectionist, meaning that they're acting like they're perfect and they're perfectionists, but they're really a procrastinator. So my answer to him is this: C products get A paychecks. McDonald's is a crap product. It is a C or D product. It gets an A paycheck for franchisees and owners all over the world. Get it to the marketplace. Your first rendition of anything is going to be average at best. I mean, I look at my first versions of Call to Action, my first versions of this show. They get better, they get better, they get better. So one of the areas that I will just tell everybody as you're watching this is C products get A paychecks, and C equals A. And what I mean by that is get it to the marketplace. The things somebody doesn't know about, they can't buy, get it done. And you'd be amazed what can happen. So that's what I would say to him. I said, listen, you're not a perfectionist. There's not a better program out there. There's one that needs to get done. I get a merchant account, start selling that thing. You don't know anything till it's out there. Stop wasting your time in your mind. Nobody's ever made money in their mind. They make money in the real world. Get it from your mind into the real world and start selling that thing.
Yeah, I love that. And this is just a great example of how, procrastination shows up in different ways. And one of the ways it starts to show up further as you progress in your career and life is perfection. And I remember I used to be really proud of my perfection. I was like, well, I'm just somebody that, really has a high standard, a high quality of work. And then I wondered why I had projects at 80-90% that never got shipped. I wasn't making the progress in my life. And I had a late mentor say that good is good enough and better than a beautiful idea in your head. Once an idea is alive and good, then you can spend time beautifying it. Like your definition of good, like other people might not even see it the same way. So like you don't even know if it's going to be good or perfect until people start using it, giving you feedback. So you just got to ship it. So
you got to get started. And the thing with procrastination, I can't say it clearer than this. You just got to get it done. You got, it's not going away. Like, I'm going to wait till I know I need to be motivated. Shut up. Tell your voice, shut up, do it. Shut up, do it. Shut up, do it. Well, because here's why. It's never going to go away. You've got to deal with it. Remember, I wish somebody told you when you're 5 years old that procrastination is this thing that if you let it in your life, it will mess you up. So we've got to right now go put the walls up. We got to go, got it. I'm in control. I'm in control of how much power you have, not you.
And one of the things that I heard you touch on, with James's calling question is you'd have him like almost envision it. And we talked about vision a little bit last week, and we've been talking a little bit about it more often on how important having a vision is. And we're not talking about the basic stuff like having a vision board, but we're talking about like using vision as a tool to get your mind to automatically start taking the actions to move you closer to where you want to go. And this Friday, if you're watching this live, which is tomorrow, you're doing a brand new training on how to live your vision. But this is vision for high performers. It's how to use vision as a real tool to start to reprogram your mind so that you're naturally creating momentum towards where you want to go. And if you text in vision to 480-800-8051, the team will also put the QR code up on the screen as well. You can register for that training. It's open to the public. It's going to be really amazing. We've had a lot of conversations this week about vision.
It's important. It's necessary. It's so important, vision. So here's the thing. What is it? michaelbernoff.com /
michaelbernoff.com /vision, or text vision to 480-800-8051.
Yeah. And what I'd encourage you to do is register for it. Even if you're watching this after the fact, you're watching this months later, you may be able to get access there, or we could find a way to send it to you. So michaelbernoff.com/vision, because without a vision, you perish. But without a vision, man, life is boring. I'm going to tell you, you've got to know where you're going. So you got to know how to make a vision, but then also you got to learn how to live that thing. And like, you got to be living it out. Like having a vision is like a 1-900 number. It's like fake and you don't know. It's silly. Okay. Living it. That's what I want for you. I want you to wake up in the morning in the house you want to be in. I want you to start moving towards the things you want, making the decisions you want, doing the things. You got to see it clearly. Here's the funny thing. I want to tell everyone, you got a vision already. It's running your life, just not the one you want. Think about that. If you don't rewrite it, you're always going to be living this one.
Each and every person on the show, Sherry, George, Flynn, Dila, we want to see you on that train tomorrow. It's going to be incredible. So one more time, Vision 480-800-8051. And with that being said, let's take our next live caller. You ready, Michael?
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah. We are going to bring out George Flynn. George, going to send you an unmute request. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning.
Morning, George. How are we?
Doing fine, and I've just got several questions for one main question is you seem to be able to impart your enthusiasm for any service or product. I've got a radio station. I've got radio salespeople, and I would like to impart a vision or an enthusiasm for selling this time to help advertisers have more business. Some of them just don't want to change. They want to keep on doing what they're doing and keep on getting what they've gotten. And
okay. Are you talking about the advertiser, or are you talking about the salesperson?
Salespeople.
You sure they're salespeople, or is that their title?
They're radio salespeople.
I get it, but are they enthusiastic people?
Some are, some are not.
Well, the ones that are not, I don't consider them salespeople. I think they have the role and the title of a salesperson. Like, I got the title. I mean, call them what you want. Here's the deal. I'm enthusiastic about anything. I get excited about a freaking pine cone. Do you know what I'm saying? I decided to be that way. So here's what I'm going to tell you. Enthusiasm, if outside resources require you to be enthusiastic, you then have to manage the emotions of another person. So here's what I'm getting at is like, I'd ask the question like, George, what are they reading? What are they listening to? What are they around? What is their freaking life like? Like, I love my life. I'm very enthusiastic as a person. I go through if you knew the chaos that I dealt with this morning prior to getting here today, I'm enthusiastic about my chaos. I'll enthusiastically do the things that most people don't do. So I think you're like, how do I get someone to be enthusiastic? Well, there's a formula to it. If like you've got a group of people that have the potentiality to be enthusiastic, you can build little sheets, and we could do little things in the call center. And we used to do this back in the day. We'd have a little thing, whoever makes the most sales this week gets a basketball, and if you shoot it in the hoop, you got a chance to win. And we find out what motivates them. So here's what I ask. What do they love? Let me ask you that. Each of these individual people, what do they love? What is their absolute favorite thing?
Money.
They love money? Are you certain of that?
Well, that's where I need to get into what actually motivates them, what makes each of them tick, because it's different for each one of them. Okay. Some of them have that internal energy, just like you have. Some of them just are, make a few calls and go to the bar. Yeah,
I do this show for free. You know what I'm saying? I don't get a penny from YouTube. I don't. We may mention a book or two. By the time we did it, I could pay my team to do this. I love this. This is what I love doing. Do they love doing what they do? Do they love it? Like, do they love what they do?
Obviously not.
Well, then here's my question. Who's going to have the conversation with them? And that's the part I'm going to ask you. You're procrastinating the conversation. You've got to sit down and go, look, John, do you even love this anymore? Because if you don't love it, they're not going to love buying from us. Like, do you enjoy this? Do you love this? Or is this just a job?
That is the best point. Procrastination of having the difficult conversation with them.
Bingo. You're putting it off. So here's why your life is challenged right now. Procrastination puts its ugly head out there. So I'm going to recommend a book to you. Are you ready? It's an audio book. Are you ready, George? You are one of the best students I've ever met. Are you ready?
Ready.
It is not The Art of War. It is The War of Art. Have you ever read it?
What is it named? Pressfield?
Whatever, Pressfield?
Pressfield, yeah.
I put off my book for 9 years. I listened to the book 30 times while I did it. It talks about inner resistance. So, George, if you would like your life to be better, which procrastinating have a better life, you've got to stop procrastinating the tough conversation and sit down with these individual people. Say, I love you. Here's where we're going. Here's what we're doing. Truly, radio could not be more valuable than ever. What's going on? People are getting off of this. There's more ways to access radio than ever. Am I correct about that, George?
Correct.
And we've got all kinds of businesses that are dying for help because they're getting eaten alive by Amazon and everything else. And we got a chance to get wealthy. It is the gold rush for all of us. And I got to sit down with you and ask you this. Are you capable of being enthusiastic? Are you willing to go there? And what really drives you? And I want to know what drives you, because if it's not money and it's travel, we're going to redo this comp plan. It's going to be travel for you. If it's cheeseburgers, we're doing cheeseburgers. If it's Memphis barbecue, we're doing barbecue on Fridays. I want to know what motivates you. And then I'm going to test what motivates you. And if you do the work and what you want all go together, then we got to, but you've got to come. It's got to start with you. If you want enthusiastic, A, you got to stop procrastinating your own enthusiasm. And B, you've got to have a conversation with them. And you got to say, Bill, do you even enjoy this anymore? Do you even like this? Because, man, I saw you years ago and you were enthusiastic. You were excited. And then there's other people, they don't even have enthusiasm, and maybe they're great salespeople. You've got to figure that out. So I believe that you are procrastinating the life that you want is hiding, and this is why I recommend this book, in the resistance. The life you want, the way you want to feel, procrastination showed up. And it's hiding between one conversation that's avoided. Not a big group rah-rah. Individual conversations, people with the courage to, George, they may not like you. They may quit. Shit, you might get sued. I have no idea. But George, ain't working to what's happening, is it?
It wasn't the answer I was looking for, but it was the answer that I needed. Thank you.
What were you looking for? How to fire him up?
Yes.
Okay. You're a
But,
doctor, correct?
thank
You're
you for
you're a doctor, correct?
Right.
Answer my question. Is it easier to give birth or raise the dead?
It's easier to give birth, I believe.
And it's a lot more fun, right?
Yes.
Okay. But the point is, why am I saying this? You're a doctor. And all the cadavers and different things that you worked on in medical school, did any of them wake up?
No.
Dead dreams are dead.
Profound. Very profound. Thank you.
Appreciate you, my friend. Go do great things. Thank you, doctor.
Thank you, George.
That's awesome.
That was incredible. Give a shout out to George in the comments for asking the question. Let us know if it resonated with you. Show some love to all the people that are texting in, asking questions. George, Tim, James. We appreciate you, and we appreciate your your ability to get coached and your recognition for realizing that all high performers have coaches. You know, Messi has a coach. The highest performers in sports and business,
I'm going to do it myself.
they have a coach.
Yeah.
And it's the crux of a lot of high performers to hold on to a mindset or mentality that maybe got them to, six figures, maybe got them to seven figures, which is this mentality, this lone wolf. I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to work harder. I'm just gonna work harder and grind and grind and grind. And then eventually you realize you've reached 100% of your effort, and it needs to start to shift from, because you can't put in 110%, 150% for over years. Eventually, it's just not going to work out. Eventually you have to have a different conversation and you stop hitting your head against the wall, where it's like, how do I get more results from the effort that I'm putting in? And one of the powerful ways that you do that is by getting coached.
Yeah, it's a big thing. We got to let people help us in our lives to make things happen. I love assisting people. I mean, I'm telling you, you're here today. You're watching coaching as a voyeur on the outside. Of what it feels like on the inside is one of the greatest moments in life. And I mention this all the time, Jaden. It isn't the coaching. It's the decision to let somebody help you. That's where things start to change and create magic, is that moment that you decide to invest in yourself financially, time-wise. That's where the transformation is. The transformation isn't the coaching.
Yeah.
The transformation in my life started when I said, oh, that's how this works. I can't do it all myself. I'm going to let somebody help me. And stubborn, hard-headed entrepreneurs, because that's part of it at the beginning. You're going to need to be stubborn and hard-headed as an entrepreneur at the beginning. strategy gets in the way of letting another person help you that has answers. Not everybody does. Like when the School of Hard Knocks came by the office the other day, I said, stop listening to everybody screaming from the rafters. Find someone who's done it before. If somebody produced the house you want, knock on their door. Go, how the heck did you get this house? I want to get one like it. Somebody has a car you want. How do I get one of these? And it's so funny. People will always ask me questions at the end of an event. They're like, Michael, what made you get started? I'm like, this is the stupidest question ever. I just helped this person with this. I did this. I covered this. You want to know how I get started? Who cares how I get started? How do you get started? That's where things start to shift.
Understanding what needs to change for you. That's really powerful. And kind of this whole conversation of procrastination showing up in different ways. We've talked about it showing up as busyness. We talked about it showing up as perfection. One of the last areas that I wanted to cover was it showing up in a different way. So I noticed a trend of a couple of people texting in saying that they're busy entrepreneurs. They have a lot going on. There's things that they need to be doing that they're not doing, and the thing that's actually holding them back is this belief that they need balance in their life. And I wanted to talk to you about this. I know that you can assist a lot of people out here right now with this idea of balance, which is talked about in a lot of different ways. Like there's some people screaming from the rooftops that you need balance in your life. You need to create, like pockets. Like as soon as the clock strikes 5 o'clock, everything ends and you almost become like a different person. But there's, if I personally look at like the lives of high performers, and a lot of people on here read, you read biographies, like the high performers, successful people, a lot of them don't have what I would say balance per se, but they still make it work. What's your take on balance? And like, do you think? Because I think
laughing.
I think a lot of times balance is disguised procrastination.
Yeah, it's silly. My theory on balance is a simple one. I don't think it exists. If you study gravity, I don't think, even if you're on a balance beam and you're completely balanced as this person, you still are moving. There's no such thing as balance. So I believe what they mean is don't only get obsessed by one thing, because if you get obsessed by that one thing, quite possibly you might get let down.
Right. And
anyone I know who does the 9 to 5, I just skip entrepreneurship. It's not for you. I'm just gonna be blunt right now. You're not gonna be able to do that. You can maybe do that down the road. That ain't working for you.
Right.
You're not gonna get the things you want. You'll have a business. It's not gonna do the things you need it to do. So balance is a procrastination technique. It's a BS concept. I will tell you that anyone I know that's balanced is probably not wealthy. They probably say things like multiple streams of income. They aren't really balanced at all. Yep. Anyone that I know that's a high performer, remember Frank Kern back in the day, the marketer? Yep. It's funny. People are like, Frank, he just surfs all the time. Not true. Frank writes copy all the time. He's working regularly and making things happen. I remember learning that in the early days. So there's an illusion of balance. And a lot of people are looking to create something. If while you're looking for balance, I also ask you to look for unicorns, leprechauns, the Never Beast. I believe you could look for the Loch Ness Monster. So I think it's nonsense, and I think it's a form of procrastination. And instead of looking for balance, I think you're scared. I believe that you don't believe you have enough in you. And I'll say this to the rafters. You're probably only producing with 100% effort you're putting in. You're probably producing 20% of what you're capable of. And I know for a fact you could produce 80% more than you're currently doing if you stop shooting for balance and you start shooting for, let's think of the opposite of balance is a fulfilling life.
Yeah. I was going to say, would you say that like in some ways it's presence? Because you, of course, you're a high performer. Obviously you have one of the busiest schedules of anyone I know. But one of the things that I notice is if you're with you're fully present, and it's this idea of it's not necessarily the length of time even that you spend with something, but it's the presence and how you show up. Even if people switch from looking for a balance, just presence with what they're doing. When they're working, they're fully in it. When they're with their wife, when they're with their
focus,
kids, they're not they're not doing what most people do, which is like the half in, half out. Half their thoughts are still thinking about work and the guilt. Oh, I should be working right now. Versus maybe if they stayed an extra hour, they were fully present with that, and then they went home and they fully disconnected.
Yeah, think of this like a professional athlete. I think of professional athletes all the time. So this is the life of a hockey player. I'm just going to tell you because I know these guys. Yeah. And if you're just jumping on right now, subscribe, give the channel a like, and definitely share what we're doing, because this is going to be some very important stuff, and we'll go a few minutes over the hour today, and I'm excited about what we're about to share. So you take a look at a professional athlete. This is they get up in the morning. Maybe they're in Chicago and they live in Naperville, which is a nice area outside. Let's say they play for Chicago, right? I'm using this as an example. Or New York. They live in Hoboken, which is in Jersey.
Yeah.
Wonderful place to live. They get up in the morning. They spend breakfast with their family. Let's just say they did that. Let's just say they just got home. Then what's going to happen is they're going to go to practice.
Yeah.
And then they're going to eat lunch or breakfast. Then they're going to take a nap. Then they're going to go to practice again. And then they're going to probably relax again, have a team dinner, and then go to the thing they need to do, and then get on a plane. They did the things they needed to do that day to be effective. That is what makes you an NHL player. Mm-hmm. What more balance do you need? Do we need balance, or do we need to get the 3 to 5 things done in a day that we need to do? And that's what I need to get. Like, I'm going to do a financial thing. I don't want balance. I do a financial thing, spend some time with my family, take care of my business, do the things I need to do. So it's not like balance. It's we really got to figure out what are we going to subtract? Like, what is it that matters to us?
Yeah.
And what matters to you? And some people I want to have nothing to do, and I don't want anyone telling me what to do. Well, then, okay. Okay. There you go. Thank you. I'm going to leave it at that.
Yeah, which is an illusion, because anyone that's achieved that and hung out on the beach for a couple of weeks realizes that gets boring pretty fast.
Very
as
fast.
Well.
Very fast.
Anyway, okay, so this has been really great. So I mean, you have this idea of procrastination, and it as you start to live life and get to different levels of success, what success means to you, it starts to show up in different ways beyond just the surface level procrastination. It starts to show up in busyness, perfection, and balance. So what do you say about taking another live caller?
Yes, do one more live caller. And I got the note earlier today because YouTube is loving us right now. You'll be able to see here soon. These Average Sucks shirts and sweatshirts and water bottles and stuff are going to be available soon online. So maybe even when you watch the show in a couple months, you're going to see a little store down below. You're going to be coming here soon. So we're excited about that as well. Because of you, we get to share this with the world. So keep on sharing and subscribing to the channel, and YouTube lets us share more of our mission and our vision with people and really spread the word that average sucks. So let's do a live caller. Let's go. Who do we got?
Yeah, let's do a live caller. We have a few on the line here. Let's go with Dila. Are you still out there? I know we had you in the queue to be next. I'm going to send you an unmute request.
Take Dila.
You're just going to have to click that microphone icon.
Click the microphone icon, and everybody, it's DELA, Dila. Just give her like Dila as you're watching. And as you're watching right now, before Dila comes on, if you text to ask to 480-800-8051, couple things. We'll show you how to ask a question. And then we've got a slew of text questions as well as soon as Dila's done with her coaching and moving on with having an incredible life.
We do. While we're figuring that out, Dila, I'm going to actually unmute Bruce next. Bruce, I'm going to send you a request. Bruce from Utah, you had a really interesting question about a belief that...
Dila's on now. We got Dila.
Okay. Well, Bruce, we'll get to you
there
next,
we go,
my friend.
Dila. All right,
we got Dila.
Let's do Dila, and then Bruce, start typing your question because we don't know if we could be able to do it live or not.
Sorry about that, Bruce.
All right, Dila, the floor is yours. We're talking about procrastination today in a succinct way. How can we help you, assist you overcome procrastination?
So, Michael, I have one big, huge procrastination in my life, and you've actually helped me pretty much solve it today, and I need to thank you for that. My biggest procrastination has been not bringing my visions to reality, and that is not having confidence in myself. And I need to thank you, my friend, because that's where I've been lacking, not having the confidence in believing that I have the belief in my ability to bring my
that is not
forward.
Your procrastination. Your procrastination is you are procrastinating dealing with the fact that when you show yourself to the world, not everybody's gonna like you. Did you hear me?
I do.
You're putting off the
But
fact.
that's not my problem. That's theirs. And I learned
Yay,
that today.
yay. Positive thinking. How's that working for you? I'm telling you, get real. I am procrastinating. I am putting off the simple idea that I want you to listen, that inevitably not everybody's going to like me, correct? So I'm just going to put that off. I know it's out there. I'm just going to pretend it's not there. It's like your taxes and pretend it's not there. It's like your bills. I'm going to pretend it's not there. Listen, you're making it bigger than it is. I remember when I first was in business, I would get this stack of bills. They'd come in and I knew, like, God, I don't have enough money coming in. I have enough, the old statement of like, I don't have enough. I have bigger, like more days in the month than the money that I have. And I have more month than money or whatever it is. And ooh, God, I was scared. And I'd look at the bills. They were like this thick. And I'd look at them. I didn't open them. And in my mind, it was like $80 million I owed. I'd open them up. I owed like $1,500. So here's the deal. In life, it's never as bad as it is in your mind. Never. Ever. Because we get through everything. We've gotten through everything. But number two is all you're avoiding is a very simple thing. And you got to be honest with yourself. Here's all I'm avoiding. I'm going to avoid the truth that not everyone's going to like me. Not everyone likes anyone or anything. Just look at religions. Not everybody likes that one. Not everyone likes this one. Not everyone likes... Dude, there are people that don't like Mr. Rogers. How do you not like Mr. Rogers? So, listen, the nicest guy. The guy's amazing. He's super nice. He's got the happy little neighborhood, right? So, the point is, if Mr. Rogers wasn't loved by everybody, Dila, come on, get off your delusion. So, here's the deal. All you're procrastinating is the truth, which you already know the answer. Not everyone's going to love me. And that's life. And I'm going to feel it for a little bit, and then I'm going to get better at it. I don't give a crap. You guys know that. I still don't enjoy it. I still don't like it. Doesn't feel great, but I don't care. I mean, you got to get there, though. You got to get there. So you got to get started. You're putting off the inevitable. If you want to be where I'm at, you got to take the step. Put yourself out there, and don't do it like an angry person. Like, I don't care if they like me or not. Just do it with the truth.
Oh, God, no.
Do it with the truth. Slow down. Stop. Slow down. I want you to understand what your challenge is. You're avoiding the truth that not everyone loves you, correct?
Correct.
Just say it. Not everyone loves me.
Not everyone loves me.
And that's okay.
That's okay.
You never said that before, have you?
I have, just not out loud.
So you haven't not said it out loud. Not everyone loves you, and that's okay. And that'll be their choice. But I love me, so I'm going to do what I love. And if they love it, great. And if they don't, God loves them too.
That is true.
Thank you, Dila.
Thank you, Dila.
That's a very important thing. So what she thought her procrastination was I'm procrastinating getting my work done. No. You're procrastinating the truth. That it's going to bring up childhood feelings of like, well, what if I don't like me?
Right.
And I'm going to tell you, we all deal with it. Every one of us. Every one of us deal with it. And what we think we're procrastination isn't really what a procrastination is. Boom.
It's something a little bit deeper.
Yeah, it's always deeper.
And this is why, one of the many reasons why you have to join us if you're watching this live tomorrow for tomorrow's live training that Michael's hosting, where, we talked about procrastination today. And I think in a lot of ways, procrastination is like, it's a symptom. And, one of the symptoms that can lead to procrastination is that you're using vision the wrong way in your life. You're not using vision the way that high performers use vision as a tool to program their mind to make the actions automatic towards getting the things that they want and showing up as the person that deep down is needed to get to that next level. And that's one of the many things that Michael's going to be covering tomorrow is how to live your vision training. So if you text vision to 480-800-8051, join us in the morning. And even if you're watching the replay of this, chances are you'll be able to, if you text in, our team can get you access to that. So one more time, that's a vision to 480-800-8051. Any final thoughts on that, Michael?
Yeah. So the thing about the vision training is michaelbernoff.com/vision. We'll put in the show notes. Go there, get vision for your life. Most of us aren't clear. We're actually avoiding the vision for our lives. We're avoiding the hardest conversation. What do you want? You're dragging your feet. Folks, you're dragging your feet. You are dragging your feet right now as you're watching this. And what I mean by dragging your feet is you don't have to do it. Like, this is the part you've got to take a deep breath and go, I don't have to do it. I could be totally fine doing what I'm doing, and you're still going to do better than you're currently doing, and you're going to wind up in a better spot than you're in. Eventually, you're going to learn things and wind up in a better spot. You're going to be fine. You don't have to do it. But if you want to do it, we're going to have a different conversation. You're going to have a different plan for your life. And what coaching is and planning, and I will tell you, if you've never worked with me before, one of the first things we're going to have a conversation about is, what do you want, and are you okay with where you're at? And most people are really okay with where you're at, because you're going to have to do things different. It's not going to be hard. It's not going to be difficult. It's just going to be different. And every month during call to action, one of the biggest things that I cover with people, and it's so basic, people are like, oh, it's so basic. Yeah, success is very simple. There's 4 to 5 things that we need to be great at. Focus, the ability to focus our thoughts, our communication, our language, the ability to use our language in a way that gets us to do things and helps other people do things. You're going to have to learn how to change your comfort zone. This is important. Yeah. And you're going to have to learn to figure out what skills that are needed. And this is all I do. I cover this every month, and the people that listen and pay attention, that get it, they wind up in different places. Those are people that step up and go, those things seem important to me. So I'm going to throw this out there. I will talk about this during the vision training. If you've never joined us for call to action, and you're the type of person that has something you want, and you're not exactly certain what it is, and you believe more focus, communicating better and more effectively with yourself matters, creating a new comfort zone, not the one you currently have, and getting out of where you're at to live the way you want to live, so people respond differently to you, so you start staying in the hotels you want to stay in, not walking by first class, being in first class, or eventually if you're in first class, going private on a plane and really up-leveling your life, and you really believe average sucks. You don't have to do it alone. And all I'm going to say is step up if that's something you want. And I've got a very special thing. If you text the word action to 480-800-8051, the word action, or I believe it's on the screen right now, you can take the word action and go ahead and bing, bam, boom. Join us. We are running a promo this time of year. You could take advantage, be very happy, and you go to the page, you get a chance to work with me at a fraction of how it normally works. But the coolest part about this is you get an opportunity to take a look at what you're doing in a group setting, and there's no distractions, because one of the reasons we run Call to Action, we've been doing it for 25 years, that show, and it's live, it's incredible, is we do it for 2 things: learning how to talk and listen, and it's a conversation. It's in a group setting, and you're going to get a chance to work with me, and I'll be able to answer live questions for you during the entire session. So it's the step up for anybody who's never done it. Again, action to 480-800-8051.
Yeah.
And these are the steps. These are the steps that everybody's got, Jaden. These are the steps that everybody needs to take. Those couple things: focus, a bigger plan, learning how to develop a new comfort zone for themselves that works, and learning what skills they need to develop. When I work with pro golfers, they leave Call to Action and they say to me, I had no idea that I had to work on my breathing. I had no idea that I had to work on my balance, not the balance you're thinking, like how I balance my thoughts at the right time. And I had no idea that I needed to work on hand-eye coordination. I was working on my golf. Right. And once you break it down to that minute thing, that's where your life starts to transform.
Yeah, well, the other thing that it does too is we talked about how procrastination shows up as busyness, as perfection. It's just such a great pattern interrupt. Like when I first took Call to Action, it made me take the week differently, and it got out of just repeating the same day almost over and over again, and create a brand new momentum to get me to the things that I need to start doing. So, I mean, a lot of you, every week you hop on here, you say you get so much value with just 1 hour, a week of Michael. Imagine 5 days, a couple hours a day working on the most important person, which is you. And leveling yourself up and redefining your average. So action to 480-800-8051. We'll have a couple words at the end of the show as well that explain a little bit more about what that is. But we run that every single month. So again, even if you're watching the replay of this, Michael's, you said 25 years. He's been running this program every single month. And there'll be a class that you can join. We're doing something special. So take advantage of that.
You got it. I get some final thoughts, and let's say one more text in. We got one more texting question. We got final thoughts.
Yeah, let's do another texting question.
And for those of you that want a texting question, you're on the line, you're waiting. We're going to get you, we'll keep on dialing in, keep on showing up. We'll make you do it. Well, a couple things you want to add to your life. And this is the one thing is, what can we add or subtract from the things that we do? One thing you definitely want to add is subscribe to the channel and share. Become one of those people that shares great things. I will tell you, we've got to become master enrollers in life. And enrollers are when you do things incredibly well, you want to enroll people into your idea. You want to help out companies and restaurants that you love. I will tell you, if you want people to have better conversations in the things they do, my recommendation to all of you is become an enroller in amazing things and sharing with people. So if you find this very valuable today, I want you to subscribe to the channel and share with those you care about. Like literally, sharing is not complicated. They made it so easy. Just you don't have to even open up your mouth. You can literally hit the share button, send a message to somebody, say, hey, dude, watch this later. I believe this will help you. This explains a lot. Our kids should watch this. And also, we are looking for some people out there. We don't know who you are yet down the road that to take the content we have and start sharing it in other ways. We're going to be talking about that down the road. So think about that. If you're an editor or you're somebody that loves to understand social media, you're like, dude, I'm loving what you guys are doing. I'm just throwing this out there. Reach out to our team, figure out how to do that. And there may be some ways to cut this stuff up and share it with people because more people need this.
They really do. And we have a really great final question here for today's show that touches on procrastination a little bit differently. And this is from Marcus from Ohio, who says, Michael, I notice I procrastinate most on the things that would require me to be visible, posting content, reaching out to bigger clients, putting myself out there. The behind the scenes work I do all day long. That's not an issue. But anything that kind of puts my name on it, I start to stall. So is this procrastination or something else? Like, why am I not procrastinating on the things that would cause me to be visible?
It's the same thing that I shared earlier. Whenever we have an issue with visibility, we're resistant to the idea of being seen and potentially not liked. And not being liked is one of the ways that we control. Like I'll shout out to my man Chase Hughes. If you can tag him in my team in the box, he'll love this. Chase will love that I'm bringing this up. He mentions that if you want to control people, he's the master of psyops. He's one of the best in the world. He says people's likingness, there need to be liked. There need to be on the team. Like I want you to be accepted, and my self-esteem. If you got low self-esteem and you need to be liked and you want to be on the team, instantaneously, you're very easy to be controlled. So we control ourselves by going, got it, I'm not exactly on the team they like me, and my self-esteem is a little bit low. So I'm going to play small in life. And it's almost like we're doing a psyop on ourselves, a psychological operation. So there is me reverse engineering Chase, your material, which I'm shout out to you. You got to follow his channel. He's amazing. You got to stop doing a psychological operation on yourself. So here's the reason you're not doing it is that you're not willing to accept the truth. The truth in the world, the one we live in. Next time there's a different world, I'll create a new one where we can all get along and everything's great. And Martin Luther King said it perfectly. Without pain, without hate, there never could be true love. Without people not liking you, there can't be this love for what it is you do. It wouldn't be as vibrant and beautiful and incredible. So inevitably, you're avoiding the simple thing. It's the truth. Not everyone is going to like you. And that's okay. It's so interesting. Sounds simple. I wish you would have learned it at a young age. Certain people like broccoli, certain people don't. Certain people eat meat, certain people don't. There's nothing wrong with anybody. Even at the fact they don't like you, there's nothing wrong with them. You're not their cup of tea. A lot of people don't like my work. He talks too fast. Dude, is it that I talk fast or do you listen slow? I don't know. It doesn't really matter. The second you get past those three things, you don't need anyone to like you. You don't care whether you're on the team or not, but if you are, that's great. And you got high self-esteem, well, then your channel explodes, and it's incredible. So it's so cute that you're good at doing the thing behind the scene, Marcus. Thank you. I'm really happy you are. Stop talking about that and put yourself out there. And everybody should go get that book I mentioned, The War of Art. Get that book. And we'll give a shout out to Pressfield as well.
Steven Pressfield.
Reach out to him when you get a minute, team. Tara, can you reach out to him? We talk online. I'd love to have him on the podcast if it's possible. I'd love to have him on. I talk about him all the time. I'd love to promote his book to people. So as well, it's really incredible with that.
Yeah, there's a bunch of people in the chat saying they ordered a copy of it.
Yeah, get a copy and listen to it too. Like listen to it. It's amazing. And it helps you get through the resistance you have in life. So there's my answer to the question. So here's the deal. Procrastination's never going to go away. Procrastination's never going away. It's going to be there forever. It's how well we manage it. But the hidden procrastination is really the challenge. George, avoiding the hidden conversation. I got Tim, not really procrastinating, but languaging himself to put it off because I'm going to save my procrastination for the people that are going to love me regardless. Yeah. Because they love me regardless, right? I've got Dila, same thing as Marcus, and it's going to come up. And it doesn't matter who you are. It's putting yourself out there. Picture Musk going, man, we're gonna go to the moon and occupy Mars, man.
Right.
You got to get to the point where we don't care. That's where things happen. It's not that you don't care about people. It's like you just accept the way the world works.
Yeah, I mean, I would say you're just more moved by the vision that you hold for yourself on the inside.
Yeah. Any final thoughts?
Just join us tomorrow.
Yep.
Join us tomorrow for how to live your vision, so
Yep.
you can work on cultivating that vision. So it starts to just tune that sort of stuff out.
Yep.
It's like you can work on overcoming your need to be liked, or you can just work on the better thing, which is just like if you have a big vision, that just starts to be way smaller. So
Yep.
it's like you can choose what you work on, and the vision is just one of those things that, again, that high performers know how to use as a tool. And we were talking about this, and just that most people don't know how to properly use their vision as a tool to get their mind to start taking the actions and to start to tune out all the unnecessary noise that we talked about on today's show. So team will put it up one more time, vision to 480 800-8051. Thanks for joining us on this week's show. And stay great. Don't play small, and create a new relationship with procrastination.
Absolutely. Go be great. Do incredible stuff. And remember, procrastination starts off in our lives as just a technique and a habit, and eventually becomes a lifestyle. So create a new lifestyle, doing the things you want to do, and put procrastination in its place. Take care, everyone. Go be great.
Thanks, everyone.
Every day you wake up, you get up and go, and you live the life that you created. You're doing okay. Nothing's really wrong, yet it could be better. You're powerful, yet sometimes it's harder than it should be to just get out of bed. And when you do, you look at your bank account, you look in the mirror at your body, and you realize that all that hard work have not given you the results you expected. And remember that date night you passed up? Or that family vacation you couldn't fit in? Because you were busy? And along the way, the same thoughts keep coming into your head. I know this could be easier. I know my life could be better. I know I could be doing more. I know if I were more disciplined or smarter, consistent or patient, focused or something, I'd be doing better, more relaxed, have more fun, finally enjoying life. But for whatever reason, you know what it is you need to do, but the challenge is getting yourself to do what you know consistently. Maybe you're focused on the wrong things, or struggling with saying no, or you're caught up in a pattern you can't break out of. You may be having a hard time finding the right people to help you, or doing everything for everyone else and ignoring the fact that putting yourself last is your real challenge. Something has to change, and you're ready for it. You just need a big, swift kick in the right direction, and that kick is call to action. Now, there's no surprise you're here right now, ready to take this course, because at the end of the day, that's what winners do. You do things like this. You put yourself in a position to win. Now, I know that everything happens for a reason. You're in the right place, ready to take call to action, and start building that momentum to get you what it is that you want in your life. Because at the end of the day, it's about determination and focus to get past the resistance you get from other people, from yourself, that slows you down. And once you get past that resistance, you learn what you're going to learn from call to action, you start getting what you want. That's what call to action is all about. During call to action, I'm going to introduce you to the you that can focus on what's important, take action in all important areas, finish what you start, and feel great about the results you achieve. So here's the question. Are you ready to become the next level you? This is the glue that starts to put it all together, to get you to understand the mental and emotional states and how to access them, to start getting you more of what you want, to understand very basic, simple psychological triggers that you can use that change everything, that increase your motivation, increase your determination, start driving you to take action on a regular basis. And most importantly, answering the biggest question of all, what are they doing that I'm not? Can you imagine how much will shift in your life when you learn actual strategies, literally step by step, that'll show you how to get started, stay consistent, and follow through, so you literally will get more done in 5 days than you could ever imagine? Yet the most important part is the skills. The skills are shared with you in a way to get them to stick and to last a lifetime. The same skills that you need to start becoming the person you've always wanted to be, to live the life you've always wanted to live. I'm super excited to be on this journey with you, and even more excited to watch you achieve the results you want to achieve. Welcome to Call to Action.